I'm Lauren with IndoorGardening.com, and today we're going to talk about the best plants to grow in your living room. Living rooms are normally the center of the home. They're normally a place for gatherings, a place for friends and family and everybody to come together, a place of openness and comfort at the same time. And it can be very hard to find plants that are going to fit with this kind of vibe. They generally need to be very hardy plants, be able to handle a variable of conditions. There's just a whole bunch of different things that go on in a living room. It can be incredibly hot. It can be pretty chilly. It just depends. Sometimes there's a lot of light and other times there's not very much light. And then on top of those different conditions, you do want your living room to look trendy and comfortable for everybody that comes and enters your home. But at the same time, these plants have to reliably look good all the time, which is why a lot of people struggle to find good plants for a living room. But don't worry, today we have compiled the perfect list for you. First up is a pothos. Everybody loves a pothos. Pothos are beautiful plants. They are vining, trailing plants, or you can have them climb. They go great on shelves. They go great on mantles. They're fantastic hanging in corners. They can handle brighter light or they can handle lower light. They don't need to be watered very often. Very, very easy care, low maintenance plants. And the best part, they are fast growers. They grow so quickly and you can propagate them. So if you get one, then you can end up taking a bunch of cuttings from it and grow a whole bunch of others, and then you can have them all around the room, especially if they work well and they grow very quickly for you. So if you get a smaller one and you want it to kind of trail all over the place, it'll work just fine for you. Next up, this plant is always trendy, Monstera deliciosa. We absolutely love Monsteras. They can come in smaller pots and be little heart-shaped, beautiful plants. Then they grow into these big, monstrous, oversized statement plants. You can get them in a variety of sizes. They're pretty inexpensive. They're also very, very easy care plants. Water occasionally, let them climb something. If you want them to get bigger, prune them back, you can propagate more of them. Just like with the pothos, very, very hardy plants. They do like a little bit more light, so if you happen to have some nice windows, try to stick them by there. If not, you can get a trendy grow light, put them in a grow lamp, something along those lines. Very easy care plants. The lighting is the only issue. Next, we want to talk about English ivy. English ivy is a very traditional looking plant, but it trails, it creeps, it doesn't need a lot of light. They don't like to dry out too much, but you can get a self-watering pot if you're someone who doesn't like to water their plants too often, so that works out really well. They also don't need a lot of humidity. They look great against brick on mantles. They're also a very classic plant to have trailing down from bookshelves, so you can put them up there with your books. They can handle bright colors, they can handle whites or blacks. They pop off of pretty much anything because they're a deep green with a beautiful veination, and their new growth comes in a very, very bright green, which kind of makes everything pop as well. Beautiful, beautiful, easy care plant. Next up, we want to talk about the Peperomia. This plant is a very, very hardy plant. They come in variegated, non-variegated. The non-variegated all green version is much easier to take care of for you. It doesn't need as much light. It likes to dry out. These plants' leaves are kind of thicker, so they don't need a lot of higher humidity like a lot of other Peperomia. They grow in a bushy formation. If you would like to make them more bushy, then you can just prune them back or you can let them grow wild. Their leaves will get bigger as they grow older and mature more, so that's really fun and cool to watch. These make for great tabletop plants. So you can set them in the middle of your coffee table or kind of around with some books, and they look very cute like that. Speaking of bigger as they get older, and this next plant is a big statement plant, bird of paradise. You can start them out small, but they grow very big very quickly with huge paddle-shaped leaves, all green. Eventually they can flower if you give them enough fertilizer, they mature enough and they get enough light, but mainly the leaves themselves are the big statement piece. They're gorgeous plants that can be a divider in a room. You can have them behind your sofa and kind of separate areas. You can put them in corners and have them be a statement piece. You can kind of put them in between the chair and the sofa. There's a lot of different things style-wise that you could do with a big plant of this caliber. It is the perfect plant for a statement. It is very easy care as well. It just likes to be watered all the time and then you're good to go. This next plant does not like to be watered all the time at all. Next plant is a Dracaena, Dracaena marginata. There's also a whole bunch of other Dracaenas out there, but they all turn into trees, generally speaking. They will all give off more of a sparse vibe for you. They will be thinner and more vertical, and then they will have big bushy leaves up top, and it's gorgeous. They always have beautiful coloring. They always are fantastic for adding a little pop of color and a little bit of flair. They're fantastic for sitting in various corners, or if you want to put them as a divider, similar to the bird of paradise. They can start out small on tabletops and on shelves, and then they just kind of grow from there. As they mature over the years, then you can gradually put them off to the side next to a sofa or something along those lines. They just add a little bit of depth and texture to any space, which is really, really fun. Living room spaces should be comfortable spaces for everybody. They should be a space that you can come in and relax and just enjoy. You don't have to be stressed, and it has been proven scientifically that plants themselves, just having them in a room with you, can reduce stress. Hopefully this gave you some ideas on how to incorporate plants into your living space and different ideas of which ones will work better for you in your environment, in your individual trendy spaces. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!